Ting.
Get out of here. We have to cover it.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I've got people. All right. Okay, so let's talk entrepreneurship. Oops, my screen sharing is paused. Do you see my screen, Suganya?
I do, yeah.
Does everybody else, you guys see, can I get a thumbs up in the chat if you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. For some reason, it's saying my screen sharing is paused, so I don't know what that's about. Okay. So I first want to talk to you guys about business ideas. So how many of you guys, by a show of hands, have seen these little bracelets that you see on the screen or something similar? You can react, you can do a thumbs up, you can do a little hand raise, whatever it might happen to be. But how many of you guys have seen these things? A few. Okay.
Christina, I had a quick question. Did you have anything on the screen yet? For us, it shows like a yellow screen with an image.
Yeah, it should be an image of a bracelet and the word Pura Vida.
We don't see that. We see a screen with a yellow page with somebody holding up like a board, a plaque.
What? Hold on. Hang on. That's not even, I don't have anything holding up a plaque.
I think like a girl holding a board or something that says open.
No. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to share, if you want to put the presentation in the chat, I can share it as well, if that's.
Well, it's Canva, and I'm not sure I can do that.
Oh, okay.
So, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to do the regular present. I'm not going to go in present mode. I'll just go in Canva mode, and you guys can probably see it that way.
Okay.
So let's try that. Okay. So you guys, okay, the girl holding up a plaque, y'all see that, right?
Yeah, now we see what you're seeing.
Okay. Do you see the bracelet?
Yes, we do.
Okay, cool. All right. So how many of you guys, by a show of hands, have seen these bracelets, or you're kind of aware of, like, you've seen like bracelets similar to this? Quite a few of you, right? So this is a company. These bracelets are made by a company called Pura Vida. And as you can see, these bracelets are super simple. It's a few pieces of string. They're kind of coated in wax. And so maybe, you know, they have a kind of a little bit of a unique feel. They feel a little bit more like fishing line. But Pura Vida was started by 3 San Diego State students, or 2 San Diego State students. I'm going to, since it's not going to pull my link, I'm going to pop this link open really quick. Come on. Hang on a minute. Oops. So Pura Vida was started in 2010 by, I thought it was 3 San Diego State students, but those are 2 San Diego State students. They went on a trip to Costa Rica, and they saw these people wearing, you know, they saw all the people wearing these cool bracelets. And so they thought the bracelets were cool, and they came back, they bought a bunch from the vendors, and they came back and they started selling them in a shop in Solana Beach. These bracelets cost pennies to make. And I'm gonna go back to the Canvas presentation in just a second. Where's my Canva? Hang on a minute. There we go. So these bracelets cost pennies to make, and they sell, I don't know if you guys can see this on the screen, but this one right here that they've put some, you know, some beads on that my kid could probably do, that one sells for $15. This one's got a nice little charm. This one sells for $16. And this one that's a little bit more complex sells for $18. We used to make these, by the way, in elementary school. It would take us like maybe a couple of hours, and you'd make them for your friends, that kind of thing. So Pura Vida sold 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now, those 2 San Diego State students with this very simple idea of these bracelets that they saw in Costa Rica, and they just imported them to San Diego. They sold a couple of years ago for $375 million to a company, to Vera Bradley. So starting a business, so this is one of the first truths of starting a business. Your $1 million idea doesn't need to be complicated. There's nothing more simple than taking a piece of string and putting some charms on it and selling it for a few bucks. So the $1 million idea doesn't need to be complicated. This is a woman by the name of Jamie Schmidt. Her $1 million idea was making soaps and lotions in her house, in her kitchen. She started selling those soaps and lotions in her kitchen that she was making in her kitchen at the local farmers market. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with places like the Sunset Market, but she had one in her neighborhood in Oregon. Got popular locally and wound up becoming a national brand called Schmidt's. And she sold her brand less than 10 years after she started in her kitchen for $200 million. She then wrote a book called Supermaker. It's a great book, and it talks about starting a business from your kitchen and scaling it into something that a major brand is going to purchase from you. And so that kind of leads me to truth number 2. Truth number 2 is that it doesn't take a whole lot of dollars to start a business. You see this shirt right here. So this shirt is a Canva image. It's an image of a globe through some words in there, or through a nice little catchphrase in there, and printed it on a t-shirt, sell it on Etsy for 25 bucks. The profit in that $25 t-shirt, it cost me nothing to make that shirt because I only pay when somebody orders. So per shirt, it's 10 to 12 bucks for something that took me 5 minutes in Canva to make and maybe 10 minutes in Etsy to upload. And I will say that the Etsy algorithm is not quite that simple, but it is something where if you want to create something to sell, it's very easy and very user-friendly. So it doesn't take a lot of money to start. You don't need to have a complicated idea. Maybe some of you already have ideas. Maybe you want to do something, but you're not quite sure what you should do. Well, that's where MiraCosta comes in to help. And I'm going to stop sharing in just a minute, or stop with the presentation in just a minute, and we're going to jump into some resources. So MiraCosta, we have classes that teach you everything from how to generate ideas for business to what the fundamentals for entrepreneurship are, to how to create a legal structure, how to develop a business plan, where to get funding if you need funding. We can do all of that with you in our business classes. We also have resources that I'm going to show you in a minute, and we have opportunities for you to sell. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop my share really quick. And for some reason, and I'm going to jump over to.
Your microphone is on.
I'm going to jump over to Canvas. Hang on one second. Sorry, folks, I am not a sophisticated Zoom user. Okay, so I'm going to share again, and I'm going to first share with you our Virtual Entrepreneurship Center resource. So can you all see that?
Yes.
Okay. So this is our Virtual Entrepreneurship Center. And what I'll do is after the presentation, I will send out the link to join via email. But this is a resource for anybody that is interested in getting ideas for a business, starting or growing your business, or finding resources. And so we provide you with instruction short videos on how to generate business ideas. Trying to come up with an idea for a business is more than just like sitting down and brainstorming and writing up what you think might work. There are some very specific techniques that help you to identify business opportunities. And a business opportunity is something that you can take advantage of. And so rather than just starting businesses, what we want to do is identify opportunities that we can then monetize. So we teach you how to generate business ideas. If you have a job and maybe you're only interested in making a few extra bucks here and there, you can learn about side hustles and gig work. We have listings of all kinds of side hustles. The one thing that's not there that will be developed over the summer is an Etsy, a kind of like Etsy boot camp, because they really are a good place to sell if you're selling small products. You can watch recorded workshops. We have a variety of workshops that we've recorded. That everything from retail business, how to start and grow a retail business, how to start and grow a food-based business, learning to make earrings, bracelets, other types of jewelry. If you're interested in jewelry making, all you have to do is reach out to us and we can send you a free kit, which might come in handy a little bit later. And I might be talking fast. I have a lot of information, but if you have questions, just go ahead and throw them in the chat.
Yes, I'm monitoring. No questions so far.
Okay. Where are we? If you need a business license, we have resources to get you to the proper place to obtain a business license, and we can help you get the business license. If you need to learn, you want to watch, we have webinars available in English and Spanish. I'm going to talk about the SPDC in just a few minutes, a little bit more. But the SPDC is the Small Business Development Center. They're a great free resource, and they have all kinds of free webinars that you can watch, everything from, how to list your business on Google, social media, how to manage your social media, accounting for small business, again, in English and Spanish, export opportunities, all kinds of stuff.
We had a quick question, Christina.
Yes.
So somebody asked, I think Mercedes asked, does that cover help getting a real estate license?
So real estate is a little bit of a different animal, Mercedes. The real estate licensing process is different than a typical business license. And so, no, we can't help with that, but we can certainly connect you to the SBDC, and they should be able to provide you with hopefully some resources. Real estate is a little bit different. Okay, you're welcome. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but we actually have equipment and that you can check out. We have cameras, lighting kits, iPads, iPad Pros, the jewelry making kits. We have all kinds of stuff that you can check out. You need an instructor recommendation, but if you're interested in checking out, all you need to do is scan the QR code, and that will connect you to me. And I manage all of the equipment to check out. And I'm going to come back up to this Sunset Market thing in just a couple of minutes. Let me ask by a show of hands, how many of you guys are already doing something making a product, providing a service, you've got a side hustle. Anybody out there doing something? And if you are, I'm going to stop sharing handyman services. Not yet. I hope to. Wedding planning. Awesome. This is Etsy shop. Cool. Working on it. Great. So for those of you that are saying not yet, but I want to, or not yet, but I hope to, certainly go on that Virtual Entrepreneurship Center and check out the tools on how to generate business ideas, because there is a ton of help with that. Oh, mobile bartending, that's interesting. Getting the educational side down first, working on it, perfect. Okay, party planning, lots of service-based businesses, which is great because there's no startup. Thinking about doing car detailing. We can definitely help with the car detailing as well. I think automotive has some kits that you could use. My brother is doing the bartender. Oh, very cool. Okay, I'm gonna hop back into my screen share really quick so I can, sorry, I have to stop sharing to see you guys. So come back in here. Okay. We don't always have, so their pitch and business plan contests frequently have cash prizes associated with them. They don't run them all the time. Generally, there are times of the year where you will see those opportunities arise. And so when we have opportunities, we post them and we email them out to folks that are registered in the virtual entrepreneurship, or folks that are enrolled in the Virtual Entrepreneurship Center. We also have local events from time to time. We have opportunities for you to sell. This is for folks that are doing product-based stuff. But for example, in the fall semester, we had an opportunity for students to sell at the Merry Makers Market in downtown Oceanside. Students were able to sell for free for 2 days. The students that sold there sold a variety of products, and they averaged about $300 per student over the 2 days. So they made some good spending money for Christmas. Just, you know, it was at no cost to them. All they had to do was come and show up and sell. We have opportunities. There are special opportunities for minority-owned businesses. There are opportunities for undocu entrepreneurship. And so we have information about those resources listed here. Workshops available in both English and Spanish. Resources like Immigrants Rising, which is a great, fantastic resource for folks who want to get into entrepreneurship or contracting. Let's see, what else do we have? We've got information about degrees and certificates that support entrepreneurship. Some of you guys might be majoring in accounting. Well, you can go work in an accounting firm, or you can do bookkeeping, or you can do accounting for small businesses. Photography, a lot of art-based businesses are independent contractors or entrepreneurs. And so we have a listing of all of the programs where entrepreneurship is incorporated into those majors. In the business department, we also have a couple of certificates that are focused on entrepreneurship. We have the Certificate of Achievement in Entrepreneurship, which is 22 units, which is about 7 classes. We also have a couple of smaller certificates, and certificates are really great for you to have to demonstrate to a lender, to an investor, to a potential customer or a potential supplier that you've taken courses and you know what you're doing. You're just not starting a business cold. And we also have one more certificate that I'm going to talk about, which is the Business Quick Startup. The Quick Startup certificate you can do in 1 semester, and it's comprised of 5 classes and then 1 elective. And the classes are really the classes that are designed to get you from, I need to develop a business idea to I have a business plan. So there's business idea generation and feasibility. So you find it, you figure out what your business idea is going to be and whether it's reasonable for you to start. Startup fundamentals is choosing a legal structure. If you need to develop like an LLC, that class will help you do that. Funding is all of the places where you need to get money. A lot of people think that a loan is their only option or using their personal savings, and that's not true. There's grants. You can get money from investors. You can get money from winning contests. There's actually lots of ways to fund businesses. You can use a community bank or a lending circle. If you're not sure what any of those things are, think about taking that class. And then business plan development is where you actually work one-on-one with a SPDC consultant to work through your business idea and develop the plan that you can then go and take to an investor, to a lender, or to someone like that. So those are the certificates that we offer in the business department. I'm going to come back here really quick, and I'm going to talk two more things. So the first is another resource that we have available to you is you want to talk to someone about your business idea. I just realized that I am not in student view, and so you guys are seeing it in a different, oh, here we go. So for those of you that I saw a lot of service-based businesses, I saw a lot of people saying that you wanted to grow your business. Well, here's some great resources for you. Whoops, why is it going back to? Okay, hang on a minute. I'm going to stop my share really quick and I'm going to fix that link. Uh-oh. What happened there? Hang on just a minute. That's interesting.
Is that a link validation issue, Christina?
Yeah, well, I don't even see the page that I'm looking for. Hang on. Okay. All right. Well, let me talk about the free resources let me talk about resources just like this. I'm gonna do a quick screen share. I'm just gonna pull these up really quick. Score San Diego. SPDC. And the VBOC. Okay. All right. So 3 resources, and these are all somewhere, somehow in the VEC, but I don't see them. So let me just talk to you. Talk to you about them, and I'll show you the web page, and then I'll fix the link later. So the SPDC is the Small Business Development Center. It's hosted at Maricosta College at our TCI campus in Carlsbad. And what the SPDC does is they do counseling. So they'll give you coaching services. They have training where you can watch the webinars or you can attend live workshops. And so this is like free coaching, free training, free workshops, and all you have to do is take advantage of it. To get an advisor, you simply just go to the webpage, or you can email me and I can connect you with them. But it's really easy to just sign up for assistance. They'll give you a call or send you an email and make an appointment, and you can meet by Zoom or you can meet in person. Totally free. There are 2 SBDCs in actually now there's 3 SBDCs in San Diego County, and we have the SBDC in the north end of the county. The other resource is for those of you who are vets, or if you are if your partner is a vet, and that's the Veterans Business Outreach Center, also known as the VBOC. And the VBOC has a couple of different types of opportunities. They have something called Boots to Business, which is a program that they facilitate. It can be online, and they also do them in person from time to time. But they help you, again, you're going to be identifying opportunities. They're going to help you to develop a business plan, figure out what your marketing is going to look like, and basically get you on the road to being an entrepreneur. They also provide individual counseling. Mercedes, you might want to check out the VBOC to see what kind of resources they have for real estate, because now that I think about it, they might be a good resource for real estate. And then the final resource that I want to mention, also free, is SCORE. SCORE stands for the Service Corps of Retired Executives. And SCORE also offers free workshops and free coaching. And what you get with SCORE is you get somebody who they're retired. So there's somebody who's already had a career. Most of them are retired. And so you might be trying to figure out how to market your event planning business. And they might, and so you sign up with SCORE, and they might match you with somebody who did conference management for the Hyatt Corporation. And so what you get from SCORE is somebody who had a really well-established career, who is volunteering their time to help you. Again, totally free. And the great thing about all of these resources is that you don't have to you're not limited to just one. You can use SCORE and the SBDC. And if you're a vet, you can use SCORE, the SBDC, and the VBOC. And then you also have your faculty. We are always happy to help you to refine business ideas, talk to you about places where you might want to think about selling, how to pitch, all of those opportunities. You can use us for that as well. Want to show you guys one more thing in the VEC. Hopefully this link will work. And that is our new partnership with Main Street Oceanside. So for those of you that have not heard, would that be for any major? Yes, SCORE would be for, well, any major focused in business. Okay. See if there's any other questions. How do we? So accessing the resources through Canvas, I will send a link to the sign up list. So make sure that you signed up with your instructor, and we'll make sure that we get that link out to you. Okay, so or actually I can just put it in the chat now that I think about it.
Yeah, the link, I can just share it with them via chat.
Okay. So Main Street Oceanside is the organization. It's actually a nonprofit, and they put on both the Sunset Market and the Farmers Market. So the Farmers Market is Thursdays from 9 to 1. And the Sunset Market is Thursday evenings from, I think it's 5 to 9, not tonight because of the rain. Assistance for an ISO certification for your business. You would want to contact the SBDC for help with that. Or if you're a vet, maybe check out the VBOC, but the SBDC should be able to help with that. So Main Street Oceanside is are the folks that put on the Sunset Market and the Farmers Market. If you've ever tried to sell at the Sunset Market, you might know that it is very difficult to get into. The application process is competitive, and it can, depending on the type of product that you're selling, it can take years. And so what we've done with Main Street Oceanside is we have developed a partnership where MiraCosta student entrepreneurs are going to be able to sell at the Sunset Market and at the Farmers Market. So those of you, I saw food truck in there. So if you're doing a food-based business, this would be something that would work for you. Great for the Sunset Market. If you're selling anything via retail, this is also something that would work great. The Sunset Market is, if you've not been there, the crowds are insane. Lots of visibility and lots of sales opportunities through the Sunset Market. We are just finalizing this partnership. I anticipate that we'll have dates and opportunities in the next week or so. And so once we have all of that, if you're enrolled into the Virtual Entrepreneurship Center, you will get a message. You'll get a message from me. The cost is the best part. It costs you nothing. MiraCosta is taking care of the cost. And so we are working with Main Street to give you student entrepreneurs the opportunity to sell. And so that is something that is super cool. Like I said, getting into farmers markets or Sunset Markets or any kind of markets is a process. And this is going to allow you to completely hopscotch that process and get in without having to do any of that work. So that is so that's our new exciting opportunity. Like I said, coming up in the next week or so. So yes, it is crazy cool. We're super stoked for this. So I'm going to, I think that was all I had to say. That was a lot. I feel like I've talked a lot.
I shared the link to the entrepreneurship course.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. So with that, it's 5:36. Wow, I went through that very quickly. So with that, what questions do you guys have about entrepreneurship, starting your own business, growing a business, opportunities, anything?
You could either unmute yourself and talk, or you could put your questions in the chat.
That's what I was just going to ask. Thank you. How do I get into that farmer's market? I've been interested in that. And you think that'd be an avenue for windshield repair and auto detailing, like to try to strum up business? So
because of the space limitations, I know that like there's no space for auto detailing, but certainly what you could do, Dean, is we could create some postcards or flyers.
Yeah, I don't want to detail there. I just want to get appointments and get my name out there for windshield repair.
Oh yeah.
Mainly the windshield repair.
Yes, we can figure that out for sure.
Okay, and I could like share a booth with whoever. It doesn't matter.
It would be, so you guys, it would be it would be several shared spaces. So students would be in with, you would be sharing probably like 4 students would be sharing like 2 booths.
Yeah, because now I got more time, so I kind of want to explore that, just so you know.
All right, perfect. Somebody asked if there are summer classes. Yes, the summer class that you want to take is Business 130, Entrepreneurship and Small Business Management. And it's 8 weeks. It starts in mid-June. It's fully asynchronous. And in that class, we cover all of the fundamentals of the business startup process. Armando, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, quick question. Just to piggyback off that farmers market, it's a great opportunity. Let's say it's a shared space, so I'm kind of more into like the food industry. I want to open up maybe like a stand or something like that. How would that shared space happen? And if I were to have maybe 2 or 3 other people with me trying to produce, whatever we're going to be doing, how would that work out?
So that's part of what we're finalizing. Main Street Oceanside is committed to figuring that out with us.
Okay.
Yeah, food might be a challenge, but they see it as an opportunity as well. And so they're going to help us make the space.
Even if the other, let's say I had 2 people with me that were not MiraCosta students,
Yes,
would they
because
still be able to? Okay.
absolutely.
So I
We
could
have
try your food.
questions on the chat. We have a few more questions on the chat, Christina.
Okay.
Is VBAC a resource available at MiraCosta that I can access via the Veteran Center?
That you can access. Yes, you should be able to. So if you know if you are frequent the Veteran Center, they should be able to connect you with the VBAC. If they can't, is that Mercedes? Yeah, Mercedes. If they can't, reach out to me, and I will connect you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then are there any resources for helping develop an app in the service-based industry?
So if you're interested in developing an app, what I would recommend is actually I'm making an assumption. Have you already developed the app, or if you've already developed the app, then you want to go to the SBDC and SCORE, because they can help with the marketing pieces and the operations pieces. If you have not already developed the app and you want to learn how to develop the app, there's 2 parts to that. You're going to want to take the app development class in the computer science department, and then you're also going to want to take the entrepreneurship class, so you can put both of those together. Another great resource for you tech kind of focused folks is Startup San Diego. Startup San Diego is focused on they focus primarily on tech, but they focus on if you want to build a business or if you want to go work in a startup. They generally do a big event in April. They're not doing that this year because they've had some leadership changes. But I certainly have resources and links to them as well. And maybe I'll throw those into the VEC as well. I saw a question about nonprofits. Any suggestions for a nonprofit startups? I'm currently taking marketing and entrepreneurship classes with which is an amazing thing, but further. So a couple of things with nonprofits. So MiraCosta has a social entrepreneurship certificate that combines the entrepreneurship, a couple of entrepreneurship courses with some sociology and social problems courses. There's an internship involved with that. And we can certainly, and so I would recommend checking out that certificate. And when you take the entrepreneurship course, one of the options is to explore social entrepreneurship. And so I would recommend doing, getting into that. If you've just started the entrepreneurship course, think about the service learning alternate. MiraCosta has some great alumni who have done some fantastic things in the social service sector. Lived Experiences is an Oceanside nonprofit started by one of my former students. Also, I think Humanity Showers, I think his wife works at MiraCosta. He might also be an alum. And so we do have folks that have done really cool things in the nonprofit sector who came up through MiraCosta. I hope that was a decent answer. Okay.
One other question, Christina, any templates in Excel for easy accounting?
I can put some of those in there. Hang on a minute. Templates, was that the full question?
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea that I hadn't thought of. Yeah, no, I've got tons of Excel templates that are figuring out, doing basic financials, figuring out your cost structure,
Yes, we need that.
calculating gross margin and net profit. I can't do it this week, but over the next couple of weeks, if you shoot me an email, my email is, I'll put it in the chat. I can send you some links now and then I'll get those in the VEC probably by the end of next week.
Thank you, Ruby.
And then so any social skills, so sales classes to improve interpersonal reaction and help selling our brand and interacting with people with markets. Yeah, so personal selling, which is business 135, 134, 135, I think. We have a class called personal selling, and personal selling is where you learn all of that. The other thing that happens when you come and do a market with us is that there's faculty. So I attend the market. I've had a couple of associate faculty who have attended the market who provide support and help you kind of coach you through the sales process. One of the things that I see pretty consistently is students tend to price products, like in your sales process and figuring out your pricing. Students tend to price their products very low. And so a lot of the feedback that we wind up giving folks is, no, you shouldn't be charging $10 for this. This is actually something that you should be charging $30 for. And then they raise the product and they say, oh, wow, I actually should have been charging $30 all along. And so, yeah, so we do provide both. We have courses, and then when you're actually out there selling, if you sell it at one of our events, like you got somebody there that's telling you, do this, don't do that kind of thing. Resource suggestions for clothing design. I would check out SCORE for clothing design. I know that they have SCORE mentors that specialize in fashion and retail. So I don't know if you guys know Charlotte Russe. Anybody know? So Charlotte Russe was a retail brand. They were a national chain when I was growing up. And the woman who started Charlotte Russe, she's a gazillionaire. She's a SCORE mentor. So I would definitely for fashion stuff, head over to SCORE. Any sources for commercial real estate? So commercial real estate, I'd have to check that one out. You might be able to, yeah, somebody loves Charlotte Russe.
I have been there before too, Christina.
Are they still around?
I don't think so, but the one near my house closed long back, but I had been there before.
Yeah, when I was like in my early 20s, like that was where you went. Let's see. So commercial real estate, I was gonna, it depends on where you're at, where you're at in the commercial real estate process. If you're looking to get licensed, I think you probably are going to want to go through the licensing process first, before you connect with a mentor. But I could be wrong. Other questions? God, you guys ask a lot of questions. I feel like I've been talking all day. Okay, are we good? So what I will do is,
Can you hear me?
oh, yep.
Oh, wait 1 second.
Advice.
Okay, sorry, my headphones, my microphone doesn't work.
I can hear you, Michael.
Okay. This is not related to entrepreneurship. I had a question about class, if no one else has questions.
No, well, hang out after and then I'll answer your class question.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Advice on buying a business. So in the entrepreneurship course, Tiffany, we cover the buying a business process. If you're interested in getting learning about buying a business, but you don't plan on taking the entrepreneurship course, go ahead and reach out and I'll give you some resources. How to make QR codes that offer deals. Oh, making QR codes is I can actually put a tutorial in the VEC for that. I'm going to have to make some notes here. Actually, Suganya, can you send me the chat transcript?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
How do you deal with the fear and doubt in starting a business? That's a good question. You know, so the first thing that you have to understand is that behind every successful entrepreneur is multiple failures. And you know, you have to have the mindset that you got to be okay with risk and with failure. And you know, like at least for me, what I recommend and what I've always tended to do is if I'm going to do something entrepreneurial, I make sure that I have like my core funding source. I don't dive in with putting all my eggs into that basket. So if the venture does fail, I keep my day job, for lack of a better word, until I know that I'm going to be fine. And I started consulting in my early 30s. And with my consulting business, I kept my regular day job until I landed enough consulting gigs to know that I could replace my regular income with consulting income. And so you kind of want to have that measured approach. A lot of times, if you have a significant other who's willing to like take up some of that slack, that's good too. But for a lot of businesses these days, you know, people start $1 million businesses in their kitchens as a hobby. And really, what I would encourage you to do is, instead of thinking about entrepreneurship as I need to go and start the next $1 million business, what you need to do is you need to think about doing something that you need to start the business that makes you happy, and that where there's customers that are going to want to buy whatever it is that you're selling. And so, you know, and so for me, that might be something, you know, like I like designing things, you know, and making stuff, because the work that I do at school is very, and I like making people happy. And the work that I do at school is, you know, really analytical for the most part. And so I like to have a creative outlet. And if I can monetize that creative outlet and make a few extra bucks, that's great for me. And so that's the kind of business that I think that you should be thinking about, rather than trying to come up with the next Tesla or whatever that might be, if that makes sense. At what point did you look at your business and consider it a success? You know what? So I've started 3 businesses, and somebody died and left me one. So with one, it was when I was able to replace my, the income from my regular job. With the second business, it was, and this is going to be really silly, but it was when I made the first sale and I knew that somebody wanted to buy what I was offering. And then the third, which is my little Airbnb that I have. My husband and I we have a triplex, and we operate one of our units as an Airbnb. And, you know, for that one, it's just reading the reviews and reading people say that my place is the best place they've ever stayed. And that's not monetary. That's me liking to please people and seeing that I've delighted them in what they have experienced in my house. So I hope that was kind of a long-winded, weird answer, but you know, for me, like it's different at every point for me what success is. What is your input on franchising? Some people seem like, so franchising, so Armando, franchising is everything from investing a few $100s to use a name or a few $1,000s to use a name to buying a complete system. So there is a lot that goes into franchising. It depends on what it is that you're looking at. The one thing that I don't recommend with franchising and buying like turnkey businesses or systems like that is there's a lot of businesses where what they're selling you is a sales system, and the sales system is focused on primarily you identifying people in your network and then selling to them. And so really the income stream comes from your network rather than the income stream coming from having a great product. And so, you know, that's the only thing with franchising that gives me pause sometimes. There's a lot of segments of the economy where most of the growth is through franchising. Hotels, convenience stores, gas stations. There's a lot of types of businesses where 90% of the business growth is through the buying and selling of franchises. So it is a huge part of the economy, but like, if you want to talk more about franchising, I certainly have a lot to say and I have a lot of resources to give you. And so would the SBDC. So if you want to chat about that, you know, just shoot me an email. It was, I'll put it back in. Some the other day where Jen personally found baking help him get past hurdles. He ended, yeah, you know, that yeah, the stuff that we do, I mean, at least what I'm seeing, the stuff that we do that, you know, that are the things that make us happy. Like post-COVID, we're moving from a world where where people are interested in showing up, or people who used to show up in cubicles and, you know, stamp things all day or enter stuff into a keyboard or whatever. That's going by the wayside. And we're really moving toward an economy where you choose the life you want and then you make it happen. And certainly with anything related to entrepreneurship, there is 90% of you making it happen. You can't just show up. You have to, like, you know, you got to show up and then you got to make it happen. And that's also part of the fun, right? There are a bunch of networking opportunities. Oceanside has like the Young Professionals Club or Young Professionals something. It's through the Chamber of Commerce. Innovate 78 is another good one. I've got a couple of opportunities in the VEC, but I'll add some more that are focused on meetups and networking groups for entrepreneurship. Okay, it's like 5:57. Are you guys, anybody, if you have more questions? Yes, Jonathan. There are lots of programs out there. Let's chat. Oh, thank you, Mercedes. So if you guys have questions and you want to, I can hang out here for a few more minutes. If you guys are good, I hope you guys got something out of it. Sorry for like my techie issues. I'm getting old and I'm not very techie or minded anymore. And so yeah, so thanks for hanging out, dealing with me. And if you have questions or you're looking for resources that you don't see in the VEC, just shoot me an email and I am happy to share those with you.